Hello and welcome, I'm Caroline from La Libeuse Céramique. This is my podcast on how to find your own style and stick with it. I must say that these thoughts are based on my personal experience and circumstances. There's nothing wrong with continuing to experiment with different materials and styles if your budget and lifestyle allow it. My suggestions can be useful for those who have to respect a certain budget and deadlines to grow a small business. Here are the most important reasons why being true to a certain style can help you in the long run. It is budget friendlier because you can focus on specific materials and tools. It is easier to plan because repetition grants experience and efficiency. Fewer tests are necessary in the long run, which results in an eco-friendlier practice. Finding and sticking to your own style makes it recognizable and easier to remember for potential and for long-term clients. And finally, it is personally very satisfying to express yourself. For this, better refrain from social media and ceramic art fairs in the beginning. By focusing on a few options to achieve a certain design, whether it is about the form, clay, firing type, or the colors, you will most certainly feel less overwhelmed compared to when you have too many options. This is because creativity thrives on constraints. Moreover, intent gets lost when there are too many options. If there is no coherence and connectivity among projects, because materials and design change all the time, the public will probably not connect your name to your different collections. Step 1. To choose in which design direction we want to go, we need to ask ourselves what the most common, inevitable constraints are. First, our budget, for example for materials, kiln and storage rent, tools and electricity. Second, kiln access and its characteristics, for example if it's a gas or electric kiln, its volume and the distance to the kiln. Third, storage space for ceramics, materials and tools. Fourth, available clay types, engobes, underglazes, glazes and so on. You should check your nearest ceramics shops first. This is another reason why only looking at examples on social media can lead to frustration, because people from different places have access to different materials. And last, the access to and costs of lab tests for food-safe glazes. I recommend writing down your constraints, to grasp your options and avoid bad surprises later. Now you can start to develop concrete ideas. The order of steps 2 and 3 is interchangeable. Start with step 2 when you want to discover many possibilities with an open mind. Or start with step 3 when the theme and/or concept is of great importance to you. Step 2. It is time to seek inspiration for a design. Again, I recommend refraining from social media and ceramic art fairs to find your own voice and respect your set budget. Otherwise, you will most probably end up feeling overwhelmed with the enormous amount of possibilities. I find it more useful to seek design inspiration in my own surroundings, other art forms, and the different fields of study. Here are a few examples: nature, biology, history, anthropology, architecture, archaeology, utility items, society and politics, folklore, fantasy, carpentry. It can be useful to create a mood board with colors, forms and structures to determine your preferences. Step 3. You may want to think about a theme and/or concept. To find one you feel connected to most, I encourage you to ask yourself many questions such as the following ones. Do you want to create utility items that you can sell in greater quantities, such as mugs? Do you want to cater to the needs and cravings of a certain group, for example with jewelry, certain containers such as pots for tea leaves or baby teeths, or urns? Do you want to stick with a certain theme, for example events, social problems, environmental protection, history or wars? Do you want to worship nature, or do you want to enchant your clients with fantasy creatures? In conclusion, the way to find your own voice is to check your constraints and stylistic preferences and possibly to determine a theme and/or concept close to your heart. This way, you are most probably going to find a style you want to stick with for a long time. I want to add that we as humans change and our constraints and preferences change too. It is only natural that your style will evolve with time. You do not have to create the very same items, colors, and concepts all your life. However, doing so can be very useful at the beginning of your career, for the reasons stated earlier. I chose not to mention any artists as examples for various categories, because I want to send you on your way with an open mind. Thank you so much for listening.